Welcome to the Agrawal classes. I am Ajit Agrawal. Today in the thermodynamics class, we will discuss about the irreversibility and Gauss-Stodler theorem. The actual work done by a system is always less than the idealized reversible work, and the difference between the two is called the irreversibility of the process. So we can write as I, the irreversibility is equals to W max minus W, where W max is the idealized reversible work and W is the actual work. This I, irreversibility, is also sometimes referred to as a degradation or dissipation. So we will analyze it for the non-flow process and for the steady flow process. So for the non-flow process, between the equilibrium states, when the system exchanges heat only with the environment, we can write I equals to W max minus W. W max will be equals to U1 minus U2 minus T0 S1 minus S2, and W from the first law of thermodynamics will be equals to U1 minus U2 plus Q. So if we'll rewrite this, then U1 minus U2 will cancel out, so it will become T0 S2 minus S1 minus Q, or we can write as T0 into delta S of the system, that is T0 into delta S of the system, that is change in entropy of the system, plus T0 into delta S, the change in entropy of the surrounding. Okay, so here what we will do, from this Q we will divide it by T0 and we will multiply it by T0, so it will become T0 into Q upon Q upon T0. So Q upon T0 is nothing but the change in entropy of the surrounding. So we can write T0 equals to, if we will take common, delta S of the system plus delta S of the surrounding, and delta S of the system plus delta S of the surrounding is the delta S of the universe. So it will become, that is, the irreversibility will either be greater than or equals to 0, because the entropy of the universe, change in entropy of the universe in any process will be either equals to 0 or greater than 0. So we can write the change in the irreversibility for the non-flow process is equals to T0 delta S system plus delta S surrounding, or T0 into delta S universe, and that is greater than or equals to 0. And if we will consider for the steady flow process, then also we have the same irreversibility equals to W max, that is the idealized reversible work, minus W, the actual work. The W maximum we can write as B1 MC1 square by 2 plus MZZ1 minus B2 plus MC2 square by 2 plus MZZ. Okay, so that is W max, and W from the steady flow energy equation we can write as H1 plus MC1 square by 2 plus MZZ1 minus H2 plus MC2 square by 2 plus MZZ2 plus Q, if this Q is the amount of heat interaction with the surrounding. So we can, if we analyze this, then it becomes T0 into S2 minus S1 minus Q, that is the same as what we had in case of a non-flow process. So it is T0 into delta S of the universe system plus T0 into delta S of the surrounding. So it is T0 into delta S of the system plus delta S of the surrounding, or T0 into delta S of the universe. So in this case also, the irreversibility is equals to T0 into delta S of the universe, but the reversible process, this will be equal, and otherwise it will be more than that. So in that case also we will find I will be greater than or equals to 0. So what the Cauchy-Stodler theorem states, that the rate of loss of available energy, or exergy in a process is proportional to the rate of entropy generation. That is, I dot rate of entropy generation is equals to rate of maximum work possible, that is reversible work, minus rate of actual work production. So the difference of these two is basically the work lost, the rate of work lost. So I is equals to delta S universe into T0, you can say. So delta S universe, as it is greater than 0, then we can say the rate of production of the irreversibility will be equals to W dot max minus W dot equals to rate of loss of work, W dot lost. So it will be equals to T0 into delta change in entropy, rate of change of entropy of the universe, minus T0 into rate of change of entropy generation. So this is known as the Gauss-Stodler equation. A thermodynamically efficient process would involve minimum exergy loss with minimum rate of entropy generation. So if we'll see from this equation, if the process is more and more reversible, then you will find the W loss will be less and less and less, or the entropy generation will also be a less if the process is more and more and more reversible. So this is known as the Gauss-Stodler equation.
Let us discuss the application of Gauss-Stodler theorem. First, we will consider the heat transfer through a finite temperature difference. If we are having a system at temperature T1 and the Q amount of heat or the Q dot amount of heat is transferred to another system having a temperature T2, then if the Q dot is the heat transfer occurs from the hot reservoir at temperature T1 to the cold reservoir at temperature T2, the entropy generation will be equals to Q dot upon T2 because it is receiving the heat. So it is Q dot upon T2 minus Q dot upon T1 because it is rejecting the heat. So the entropy generation will be this, or is equals to Q dot T1 minus T2 upon T1 into T2. And if we calculate the work lost, then if we operate a Carnot engine between these two temperature reservoirs, then the work what we are going to get is Q dot 1 minus T2 upon T1, that is Q dot T1 minus T2 upon T1. So this much work we should have got if we had an engine, but here we don't have the engine, so that much work we are losing. So it is this, and from this equation if we will calculate Q dot T1 minus T2 upon T1, then it will be equals to T2 into entropy generation, T2 into entropy generation. So work lost will be, if we substitute this value here, then it will be W lost will be equals to T2 into entropy generation. That is, if the heat transfer Q dot from temperature T1 to T2 takes place through a reversible engine, the entire work output W dot dissipated in the break, from which an equal amount of heat is rejected to the surrounding at temperature T2. That is, the heat transfer through a finite temperature difference is equivalent to the destruction of its availability. So this much we had lost. So that is the destruction we are getting. Let us consider another case of a flow with friction. So here we are considering an adiabatic steady flow through an ideal gas through a segment of a pipe. By the first law, we can say at the entry point and at the exit point, H1 will be equals to H2, and by the second law, we can say TdS equals to dH minus VdP, or ds is equals to integral total. If we will calculate from 1 to 2, then ds change in entropy will be equals to dH by T minus VdP upon T. But dH is same, H1 is equals to H2, so this will be eliminated. So change in entropy during the passage from 1 to 2 will be integral of V by T into dP from this equation, and the entropy generation, if we will calculate, then it will be mass flow rate multiplied by this change in entropy. So that is the total entropy generation or the rate of entropy generation. So it will be m dot into ds, and ds is this V by T into dP. This we can rewrite as PV equals to MRT. So V by T we can write as MR by P. So here instead of V by T we are writing m dot R by P into dP. If we will integrate this, then it will become minus mr log of P2 upon P1, that is minus m dot R log of 1 minus dP upon P1. If we say that P1, the difference between P2 and P1 or P1 and P2 is dP, then we can write this P2 as P1 minus delta P. So P1 by P1 will cancel out and become 1 minus dP upon P1. If we will solve this log 1 minus dP upon P1, it will be equals to minus m dot R minus dP upon P1, as we are considering delta P by P1 is less than 1 and neglecting the higher terms of this. So entropy generation becomes m dot R dP upon P1. This minus and minus becomes plus. So W lost we know is equals to B dot 1 minus B dot 2, and that is equals to m dot B is nothing but H1 minus T0 S1 minus H2 into T0 S2. So M0 and H1 and H2 are the same as we have said. So it is an adiabatic steady flow, so H1 is equals to H2, so they will cancel out. It will become m dot T0 S2 minus S1. S2 minus S1 is nothing but the entropy generation. So this m dot into S2 minus S1 become the capital S, the rate of entropy generation T0, and that is nothing but equals to the mr dP upon P1. Say it is T0 into mr dP upon P1, or we can say the decrease in availability or lost work is proportional to the pressure drop dP and the mass flow rate in this particular case. So the availability will reduce if the pressure change is more and more and more, or the mass flow rate is more, then the work lost or the rate of work lost or the decrease in the availability will be more. Let us consider the third application, mixing of two fluids. Here we are having the two streams 1 and 2, and they are mixing in this here, and say the fluids are incompressible and they are ideal gas and they are adiabatically mixed, and the process is taking place at constant pressure. So in that particular case, m dot 1, that is the mass flow rate from the channel 1, plus m dot 2 will be equals to m3. Say m3 dot is equals to m dot. Okay, and if we assume x equals to m1 dot upon m1 dot plus m2, then we can write as m1 equals to x m1 dot plus m2 dot, and 1 minus x we can write as 1 minus m1 dot upon m1 m2 m1 dot plus m2 dot, r equals to m2 dot upon m1 dot plus m2 dot. So m2 we can say 1 minus x into m1 dot plus m2 dot. So we are writing this here. So from the first law we can say m1 dot h1 plus m2 dot h2 equals to m1 dot plus m2 dot into h3. So this m1 we can replace it by this x H1 plus 1 minus x H2 equals to H3. So, this equation will become this by substituting M1 and M2. So, the equation may be rewritten in the following form. Since the enthalpy is the function of temperature only, the H is the function of temperature only for the ideal gas as we had considering. So, x into T1 plus 1 minus x into T2 equals to T3. This we can write, and if we assume that T2 upon T1 is equals to T or tau, then we can say this equation will become T3 upon T1 equals to x plus 1 minus x into T. That is equation 1, say. Now, by the second law, the entropy generation will be equals to the entropy at the exit minus entropy at the section 1 inlet minus entropy the inlet at the second section. So, M3 dot S3 dot minus M1 dot S1 dot S1 minus M2 dot S2, or we can write as M3 as we said is equals to M dot. So, M dot S3 minus this M1 S1 minus M2 S2 we can write as minus x M dot S1 minus 1 minus x M dot S2. By these two equations, if we will compare these equation and this equation, they are similar. So, it will be written like this. So, the entropy generation per unit mass, if we will take out the mass on this side from this equation, it will become S3 minus S2 plus x S2 minus x1, and S3 minus S2 we can calculate as Cp log of T3 upon T1, and S2 minus x1 we can calculate as Cp log of T2 upon T1. And if we will take out this Cp also on the left side, then the entropy generation upon m dot Cp will be equals to log of T3 upon T2 into T2 upon T1 to the power x, or we can write as Ns equals to log of T3 upon T1 into T1 up to the power 1 minus x upon T2 to the power 1 minus x, or we can write as Ns equals to log of T3 upon T2 upon T2 upon T1 to the power 1 minus x, where what we are assuming Ns is a dimensionless quantity called the entropy generation number, and it is equals to entropy generation divided by mCp. Substituting the T3 upon T1 from the equation 1 in equation 2, Ns will become ln x plus T or tau 1 minus x upon tau to the power 1 minus x. Okay. Now, if x equals to 1 we assume, or tau equals to 1 if we assume, Ns becomes 0. If you substitute x equals to 1, Ns will become 0, or if you substitute t equals to 1, then also Ns will become 0 in each cases. The magnitude of Ns depends on the x and tau. The rate of loss of exergy due to mixing could be W lost, or the rate of W lost will be equals to the, and it is given by T0 into entropy generation. The entropy generation we had calculated already, so it is substituting that value. So, T0 into m dot Cp log of x plus tau 1 minus x upon tau to the power 1 minus x. As we know, the Ns equals to entropy generation upon mCp. So, substituting here, so we get this one. So, that is the example of the theorem known as the Gauzy-Stodola equation.